Oh, huh? Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Dynamite or Mike. I, Michael Cole, Tony Schiavone, and Taz here. And today on Dynamite or Mike, we're gonna have, a good show here today on Dynamite or Mike. Well, looks like we're both Yeah, well, you're right, Michael. Looks like we're both working together again. Looks like we're gonna be the most worked play-by-play callers in the toy wrestling gathering. And I think I did all right taking over doing Alone Tonight Raw again. Well, I can tell you right now, Michael and Tony, Taz says right now, I can tell you that we have all kinds of crazy folks doing crazy things. We have Medusa beating up Seth Rollins. We haven't seen him since then. What Drew McIntyre did to, what Drew McIntyre did to CM Punk yesterday on NXT. Now, wasn't that something, Taz says. Yes, it was, Michael Cole says. Medusa wasn't the only one to go crazy in what she did to Seth Rollins a month ago. Yesterday on NXT, we saw Drew McIntyre go crazy and beat up on CM Punk. And we don't know how he's doing, or if we'll see him again. You know what? A lot of things are going crazy here in the toy wrestling gathering, Tony Schiavone says. And I wonder if Astronema, Corone, the overseer, the overseer of leadership here of the toy wrestling gathering, is going to do something either about Medusa or about Drew McIntyre. Well, anyway, Taz says, I don't really see anyone doing anything to stop those two anytime soon. And if you've seen things what Drew McIntyre's been doing in WWE and what Bronson Reed's been doing, really no one can really say that it's kin friendly anymore. Well, here comes Medusa coming to the ring now. Well, as you could tell, Medusa says, I wasn't the only one to put someone out or to lay someone out here in the toy wrestling gathering. Yesterday in NXT, wasn't that so cool? I mean, you saw Drew McIntyre beat up on CM Punk. It wasn't as bad as me. Drew McIntyre didn't throw CM Punk out of the ring the same way I did to Seth Rollins like a month ago. And no one's seen that big Lots doll ever since then. And who knows, no one's ever gonna see CM Punk, ever again too, since he came from the Vinlander Frith middle. Ha ha ha. But you see, I know there's always going to be double cats. Someone that always wants to do something else. And, hey, I had the offshoot from what Bronson Reed did to R-Truth and The Miz, and also what he did to Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, the same way that Drew McIntyre had to beat up on CM Punk, the same way he beat up on CM Punk in WWE. So, it is what it is. Oh, it's Dennis Rodman, Michael Cole says. We haven't seen Dennis Rodman in some time. And what's he doing out here? Who knows, Tony Schiavone said, what the former NBA winnable ball player, former WCW wrestler, former IGW wrestler, former show player Dennis Rodman's been doing. Well, Taz says, I know Dennis Rodman, and anytime he shows up, shit always seems to happen. He's a former two-time TWF heavyweight fighter, one-time TWF light heavyweight fighter, one-time, TWF inter-land body fighter. Well, alright, Medusa. Well, I seen what you did, Dennis Rodman says. And you and Drew McIntyre ought to run and lead. Now, first off, I'm not going to go play and say that I'm not guilty of doing shit like that myself. I mean, I did it when I was in WCW and the NWO. I mean, you saw me do shit like that all the time. You know, beat up folks, be a weakling. Hell, you saw me do it when I was also in the IGW, when I was hitting Kurt Hennig from behind and shit like that. And hell, everybody knows all the shit I did in my first run in the TWF and when I did in my 20th run in the TWF. But here's the one thing. See, I would never beat someone up so badly that they had to be sent to a healing house. Yeah, like Seth Rollins, you know, like CM Punk. I would have never done what Bronson Reed did, you know, to The Miz, R-Truth, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre doing the CM Punk, and you both behave as if you're so cool for doing it. Well, Medusa, I dare you. You know, I dare you, Medusa, to come out here and think you're going to do it to me. Because I can throw you faster than you can throw me. And believe that or not. Yeah. Well, isn't it Dennis Rodman? Or should we call you the Worm Dennis Rodman? Because that was your, you know, nickname given to you when you were in WCW, right? Because you wormed yourself in and out of binds. You know, I don't really even think anyone really truly liked you. I mean, Dennis Rodman, the only grounds for why you were in WCW at that time was it was WCW seeking to come up with the answer to Mike Tyson's 3-month run in WWF at the time. So I do not think that you know, could beat me. I mean, yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I mean, I don't think that's ever going to happen, right? But I can seek to beat you up. I can seek, you know, to do all that to you. I mean, it would be great. I'd love seeing how far I could beat you up. And who knows, maybe I could do the same thing I did to Seth Rollins, I could do to you. You ever think of... I do not think, Clarence Mason says, that we will be doing anything quite like that. The TWF leadership team and oversight team has been knowing that things have been going quite crazy lately. And Astronomer can't do it all by herself. Alright? So, we are going to be looking for someone who can help Astronomer, the overseer leadership of the toy wrestling gathering, you know, help to keep law and setup here. So we're not going to be throwing, we're not going to have Drew McIntyre beat up on CM Punk again. We're not going to have you, Medusa, go beat up on Seth Rollins again. And I don't think you're going to be throwing Dennis Rodman around. We're going to be doing it in a wrestling ring. Well, Medusa says, isn't it the leadership under four-setter, head lawyer Clarence Mason? Hey, folks. Yeah, it's me, and we're going to do this match now. Well, we just heard from the leadership under four-setter, you know, head lawyer Clarence Mason, the head of the TWF's leader of the TWF's lawful team, which some folks might call a head lawful follower. Well, he really works for Custer Wealth team as well, but give or take that. Michael Cole says, things have been going crazy here in the toy wrestling gathering quite lately. Mostly Medusa and what she did to Seth Rollins and what Drew McIntyre did with CM Punk. Oh, and a slam right now. Medusa in a bind right now, Michael Cole said. A clothesline. And a mic driver. Well, I guess a mic driver was to be More like that's a Mike driver, Michael Cole says. Anyway, Tony Schiavone said, who do you think this new oversight upholder will be? Who do you think is going to be holding the oversight, helping Astronema holding the oversight here? Whoever the forest setter, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and the under forest setter, Jeff Jarrett, would come up with, they would most likely have to name someone to do that. Well, it would have to be someone that couldn't have the same rank that Astronema has. She would have to yield up one rank to, to that new fellow, Tony Schiavone said, whoever he or she would be. I tell you right now, Taz says, Dennis Rodman seems to be having his own right now with Medusa. 1, 2 in a kick out. But Taz says, yeah, the TWF has always been known for having things not go right. I mean, they got a short list of folks that they could put in that stead. I mean, Godzilla was overplayed at too many times. Ernest P. Worrell was in that way too many times. So it would have to be someone new. Here comes Medusa. The front bomb on Dennis Rodman. And it looks like Medusa's not going to be done with this, because now she's going to splash down on Dennis Rodman again. Well, Medusa's more known for shifting folks to stone than splashing, landing on them, or plopping on them. We'd be thankful, Taz, that it didn't do that. Yeah, that's one oversight Medusa has not broken yet. Michael Cole says, you're right, Taz. That's one oversight Medusa didn't break yet, not shifting anyone to stone. Even though she's threatened to do it many times, Tony Schiavone said, and threatening to do something is as bad as doing something as bad as doing it. Oh, she head first into the ring steeple, Tony Schiavone says. Taz says, yeah, but I don't know if she's ever truly done it. I think that threatening to do it is bad, but I don't know if it's as bad as doing it itself, Taz says. But right now, Dennis Rodman's going to get the dirty thing. Because no one really knew what Dennis Rodman's end hold was when he was in WCW or was he in IGW. Taz says, do they know? Does anyone know? Let us know. Dennis Rodman is going to come up. He's going to call this one. He's going to call this, I don't know what he called this hold. But Dennis Rodman just took down Medusa with a hold that Johnny B. Bad, Mark Merrow did. Taz said, yeah, that's right, Michael Cole says. Will Dennis Rodman beat Medusa from that hopping from the top steeple and then down on her? Michael Cole says, only time will tell, Tony Schiavone said, if it happens or not. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner. I gotta get up. Here is your winner, Dennis Rodman. Well, Dennis Rodman has beat Medusa here today on Dynamite for Mike, Michael Cole says. And luckily we didn't get to see Medusa, luckily we didn't get to see anyone, beat someone up badly. But luckily we didn't get to see Drew McIntyre, have another round with CM Punk beating him up again. We didn't get to see Medusa beat up Seth Rollins again, thank God. Michael Cole said, well, thank God of that too, Tony Schiavone says. Because at the end of the day, I think that would be truly sad if we happen to see all of those things, happen again. Which I truly believe would really be bad if they did, Tony Schiavone says. And thank God we didn't see any of that. Well, yeah, and also thank God Michael Cole says that it didn't come down to that. But is Medusa and Dennis Rodman going to be a one-off, or is it going to be a full-time thing? I do not know, Taz said, it'll be a full-time thing or not. We can only hope it's only a one-off, but sadly sometimes what we hope for isn't what truly happens. Alright, we'll take it away now to Gorilla Monsoon. Well, thank you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking here today with the leadership under 4 setter, head lawyer of the toy wrestling gathering, Clarence Mason. We understand that the 4 setter, Hunter Hearst Houndsley, and the under 4 setter, Jeff Jarrett, with the TWF leadership team are coming up with someone to be a match upholder. Well, no, to be an oversight upholder, Gorilla Monsoon, someone to help Astronomer Carone as the overseer of leadership keep law and setup. We have seen quite lately what some toy wrestling gathering wrestlers, overstars, fighters, whatever it need be call them, were willing to do. Last month we saw Medusa beat up Seth Rollins and throw him out of the ring so badly we don't know how he's doing it, if he's out of Healing House or not yet. We have seen Drew McIntyre beat up CM Punk so badly that Drew McIntyre had to be kicked out of the house. So any word, Clarence, when we will know when this new this new oversight upholder will be named? There isn't a time set yet, but we will soon, we don't know when, but soon we will have that man or that woman named. And hopefully it will help the toy wrestling gathering keep law and setup. Well, we do know Gorilla Monsoon said the toy wrestling gathering has 30 years or 31 years or soon to be 30 years or soon to be 31 or 32 years of things going awry. You know, you've been here longer than I have. You've seen a lot of things happen. Yeah, I've been here since between 96 YL, and I've seen a lot of crazy shit happen, Gorilla Monsoon. But it wasn't as bad as what a lot of shit going on, you know. So yeah, but hopefully we will have a new oversight upholder, and hopefully everything will go well. Well, that was my talk with Clarence Mason, the leader. That was with Clarence Mason, the leadership under 4 setter, head lawyer of the toy wrestling gathering. Back to you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Medusa. Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon, for talking with Clarence Mason here today on Dynamite or Mite. And that's all the time we got it for Dynamite or Mite. I, Michael Cole, Tony Schiavone, and Taz. We hope you like Dynamite or Mite, and we'll see you tomorrow for Impact or Hit.